Hey guys, this is Kevin Owens. Make sure to listen to the Wrestling POV Podcast. Take it easy, guys.
Wrestling POV is preposterous, is obnoxious, is atrocious, is ridiculous, is churlish, is interesting, but stupid! Wrestling POV is your point of view, bring you 20 years of change in the wrestling business. From the spotlight to the polls, from birthdays to hot tech news. Wrestling news, rumors, and injury report. Covered by the greatest in the whole damn sport. This week in wrestling, who made the book? 5 second shuffle, pay-per-view, point game. Love, peace, and wrestling is what they're all about. So sit back, kick back, and hear them all out.
SummerSlam. Finally. About damn time.
Yeah.
And NXT. I think this is the... What's that?
It feels kind of different. They're doing SummerSlam on a Saturday, NXT on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Very weird. Very weird.
But most importantly is that the pay-per-view points game starts tonight.
Yes.
For that custom belt. My God. Yeah, I can't wait. But to me, this, like, I looked at the card for SummerSlam. There was some that was predictable, especially after what happened on Smackdown. And there was some that were really hard to pick. I'm like, ooh. And I got some good rumors, one of them about it. And but I do it every freaking pay-per-view anyway, just to try to throw people off.
That's the fun part of it.
Yeah, of course. I am your host, Tony Diaz, with Clay Cummings and Elio Canella is joining us. Rick Serrano is the third. He is on vacation. He took a vacation on this weekend.
Yeah.
But he'll be back tonight to do the aftermath. I won't be on because I had prior engagement, but he'll be on tonight. So speaking about Rick, I just got word from the Wrestling POV president that he's stripping Rick, not physically, but he's stripping Rick of the title.
I'm gonna get my baby back, boys.
Yeah, he said that. Well, if he's not there, if he doesn't make it today, I have no choice than to strip him of the 5 second shuffle championship. So it's available.
Yeah,
it's available, and I think Elio Canella is here to take it.
Yep, I'm ready to take it back.
Yeah, that's why he's here. Shit. I think that was your sole purpose, Elio, was just to come back to take this.
That's right. There it is. The secret's out.
All right, let's get on with the show. This week's spotlight is Pat McAfee. Clay, this is your boy.
Yes, the hometown hero, Pat McAfee, one of my favorites to ever play football, and not only in the wrestling ring. Pat McAfee really showed that he could wrestle. He has showed that he can talk on commentary, but we want to know, what are your guys' thoughts on his commentary? Me personally, I love his commentary. How he reacts to things, how he's all into it, like getting up and down. And I've mentioned it several times on the show, so that's not surprising at all. But Pat's my boy. I'm from Indy. He's from, he played football in Indy.
I was going to say he played football.
He played football in Indy. Yeah, so he's got to be my boy. I got to represent. So Elio, what do you think of Pat McAfee?
I think he is entertaining, both as a wrestler and on commentary. And I love how he calls Michael Cole out on his mistakes. And just especially when Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, he jumps up on the table and starts
crazy when Shinsuke comes out.
I just think he's the most entertaining part of the SmackDown.
I think it's funny when he does that, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I like him. Pat McAfee, yeah.
Yeah, because Michael Cole doesn't know what to do. Seriously, it just seems like Michael Cole does not know what to do the minute Pat McAfee goes nuts
I think Pat McAfee is living in 2021. Michael Cole is still stuck in 99.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I was just noticing this, and I don't know. Maybe this might be a good post to put out. It might not be. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. But to me, it just seems like Cole's been out of it lately. I mean, did you guys
I'm going to bring some. No, actually, it was during one of the segments on Raw. I'm going to bring something up later on.
Okay, all right, but yeah, to me, it just seems like he's like out of it. He just seems like there's some.
There is one thing about Cole, like when he said today we're going to get Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, and Pat McAfee was right on it. It's like no, it's Bianca Belair versus Selena
Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about lately, and I said it too. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where he fucked up the beginning of SmackDown. And I'm like, dude, what is wrong? Is it time for him to retire?
He's been there more than 20 years. It probably is time. I'm sure he still cares.
About 96.
90. Wow.
Around there is where I remember.
Yeah. But I mean, my thing is, being that we're on the subject with Pat McAfee, he's been killing it lately, in my opinion. The only, okay, if I'm going to be picky, here's where I'm going to be picky at, which is sometimes, I feel like he's supposed to be like the heel commentator, but he acts like a babyface. So, yeah, it's like, for me, it's like weird. For me, it's like, all right, if Cole is going to be the heel, let him be the heel for the whole show. If Pat's going to be the heel, let him just be the heel then, because what throws me off especially is when he goes nuts with Shinsuke. Shinsuke is not a heel.
Nope.
So Pat McAfee's supposed to be a heel, because I'm not getting that.
I'm assuming so.
And what he did in NXT, he can't.
In NXT, he was definitely the heel, right?
Yeah,
against Michael Cole.
Against Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. Yeah, same shit. They're both the same. So, but he was that's what I don't understand, is that he was a heel in NXT right before he came to WWE, and then so that's where I'm just confused at, because there's nights where he seems like he's a heel, and then there's nights where he seems like he's babyface, like especially, like I said, again, when Shinsuke comes out. So I'm just like, the fuck are you, dude? All right. Anyway, Paul oh, hell no, I'm not reading that. He said he is just awesome. Sorry, Paul, I cannot read your letter. You got almost every letter in the alphabet in your name. I'm sorry, but I'm not reading that. I'm not. That's just too much. Jesus. Judith Manga Kaz, she says, I love him. He's so funny. That's what SmackDown need, a little bit of funny. So he's funny.
Okay.
He's funny, and they needed a little bit of funny. Darren Metzler, he said he's green as grass, but clearly has been given some rope to be himself. He doesn't resonate with me. Okay. James Miller, he says McAfee is a sideshow attraction in the WWE circus.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, I posted that GIF of the teddy bear from the movie Ted, saying, wow.
Yeah. I have to disagree with that.
That's that. Wow. Gee, okay. Maston Mullen says he stinks, or it stinks. All right. Yeah. Sure. I personally, like I said, I think it works. I think that's exactly what SmackDown needed. It does. It gives it a little bit more oomph to SmackDown, in my opinion. And it makes it more enjoyable, in my opinion, when he's on.
Yeah,
because you don't know what he's going to say.
Some weeks SmackDown can be so can drag on.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about him. He made a punter actually fun. Really, Pat's got that, characteristics about him that he can make anything he does fun.
And being that you said that, Clay, if you people don't know, yes, Pat McAfee was a punter for the Indianapolis Colts back in the day. And just look up Pat McAfee's football highlights and you'll know exactly what Clay's talking about, because he was very even animated back then when he played.
Absolutely.
You know? And he got physical. He was physical.
Yes.
For a punter, he was physical. He didn't care.
He would actually go hit runners. Yeah. He would actually do the Razor Ramon, dance as punting.
Yeah.
It was fun. He was so fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, if you don't know, if you never, or this is your first time hearing that he was a football player, just look up Pat McAfee's NFL career highlights. Do highlights because they show a lot of his crazy antics when he was playing football. So, all right, that's your spotlight this week. Let's go into a poll that we got, or a post, sorry. Edge and Christian this week. Rick posted this one, I guess, because of what's been going on, especially with Edge. With Christian winning the TNA championship. So he posted who has had a better in-ring return so far, Edge or Christian? This one was interesting. Elio, what do you say?
So we're talking about their current run, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Edge because right when he made his surprise return at Royal Rumble, he was thrown into a title match right away after winning this year's Royal Rumble. Christian, I feel like it's just getting started again.
Yeah,
having won the Impact Championship belt.
You know what? And I'm sorry, his debut or return, Edge's, the pop in that arena. It was huge. It was huge. I think the issue with Christian is he didn't get that kind of response. I don't know if it was because he was on WWE programming before he made his jump to AEW. I'm not sure if that was the case, but I think even if he wasn't on WWE programming before he went to AEW and he just went straight to AEW, I don't think the pop would have been there. Who's having a better run right now? Even though Christian is a TNA champion, I'm going to go with Edge. As far as his debut, what he did on SmackDown, I was like, oh, shit. I really popped for that. I was like, okay. So he's doing different things, Edge is not like he used to. Christian, it just seems to me like they're pushing Christian like how they pushing Goldberg here, and I don't like it.
This whole outwork everyone thing that they gave him, I don't think it's really working out. I
don't think so either. I don't. But I don't know. If you're asking me, I would, because you are asking, is who's having a better run so far, Edge or Christian? In ring return, sorry. I'm going to go with Edge by the slight edge. See what I did there? What are your thoughts?
For me, I look at these two and how both of their returns have happened. And I honestly think what did hurt Christian was that he made that jump from WWE to AEW in the same year. And I think that kind of hurt like the return or in general. So like you guys said, and even with Edge, that pop at Royal Rumble was one of the biggest pops that wrestling has ever had.
Yeah.
And just, to remind that, Edge has been with guys fighting Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, now he's fighting Seth Rollins. He's getting more guys out there. And I mean, Christian is too, but at the same time, both of them have different ways. But if I had to pick who has a better run, I would have to go with Edge. I mean, yes, Christian right now may have more momentum because he is TNA champ and working with Omega and that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like Edge right now has the better return.
Okay.
So is he still TNA champ? Because
they say he retired it.
Yeah, I'm just getting all my messages and notifications back just recently, and it said something about him retiring the championship.
Yeah, they say he retired it. So
it's like the Impact title now or something. Like he had 2 belts.
Yeah, Impact and TNA.
Oh, so he retired one of them. Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay, all right. I was gonna say, so I was confused by it anyway. I'm like, all right, there's a TNA championship and there's the Impact. I'm like, what's the difference? I thought they were the same.
That's what I was thinking too. But when I mean TNA, I'm thinking Impact. And
right.
Yeah, there's actually 2 different titles that they well, only the TNA one wasn't officially recognized until one episode of Impact where Scott D'Amore officially recognized it. That's when Moose was holding it.
Oh.
Okay. Well, he retired 1 belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. All right. So I'm not going to go because we got a long ass show today. So I'm not going to go too much into this. Clay, do you got the numbers for this?
Yes. 72% said Edge, while 28% said Christian.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, people agree with us.
Yeah. Hey, when we're right, we're right. So that was terrible. All right. So, all right. Yeah, that's it for the post. Like I said, we got a long show as it is today. So, but even still, if you have any questions or comments, actually, there is a question before we go into the news. I totally forgot about this. Our own correspondent, our UK correspondent, Matt Nowak, he said, with Punk now, because we will be talking about Punk, Rick. With Punk now in AEW and rumors of Daniel Bryan, soon joining. 2 questions. He seriously, 2 questions, Matt? No, I'm kidding. He asked, is this the turning point in the industry for fans? And in your opinion, who would be a realistic game changer if they cross the divide? He said, for me, I'm currently more invested in AEW and its raw feel. And if a main event woman like Sasha or Charlotte moved, it changed things for sure. Also, Paige will surely be released and popped up soon. So what do you guys think about his question? Is this a turning point in the industry for fans?
Yes, I believe so. Just the impact of Punk himself coming in last night, I think made a huge game changer for AEW. And just just in Chicago alone, that place, that gave me goosebumps. Now, I am a huge CM Punk fan, but watching what we did last night, I was like, wow, this is huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah. Elio?
Yeah, I mean, the return of CM Punk, the fans have been talking about it for years. Like, see coming back, and last night he made his return. So I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to be brutally honest, and I'm going to say brutally honest. And I'm saying this with all due respect. Normally when people say that means they're going to be disrespectful. So, no, I did not mind. I think, is it a game changer? I'm going to ask you a question, Matt. Is this a turning point in the industry for fans? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes for sure. Was I excited that CM Punk showed up last night? I'm going to say yes, because there was doubt. You never know, when rumors come out. I'm going to lean more towards me being disappointed because this wasn't like the best kept secret.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that CM Punk and Tony Khan has been talking for about 2 years about his return. And then when they were getting ready to bring CM Punk in, the pandemic hit and all this other stuff. And CM Punk was like, you know what? I'm not going to debut during this pandemic. I got to do it. It's got to be done in front of a crowd, which I agree with. I do agree with that. Yeah. So that's why the delay in all this happened. And when obviously they're back with the crowd, he made his debut. But here's my thing. Here's my issue. Is that it was spoiled for me. It was just spoiled. And the reason it's like, I want to know who the fuck brought this. I mean, how come it just couldn't have been a secret? When Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, when they were doing that whole broken gimmick, they were the biggest thing in wrestling. And then they popped up at WrestleMania. I was like, holy shit, that was a surprise. No, there was nothing leaked. Nothing.
Yeah, that was literally a surprise because I wasn't expecting that either.
Nobody was. Mm-hmm. And if this was kept secret, this would have been huge.
Yes.
Huge. So I don't know if they doing a WWE thing by leaking it purposely to get people into the arena or to get people to watch. I'm not sure. I don't like it. I just don't like that. Am I happy Punk's returning? Yeah. We'll see what he does. And that's been my question ever since all these releases from WWE. And of course, all the AEW fanboys are like, oh, they're going to AEW. They're going to AEW. It's like, stop, shut up. Because my thing is, all right, so what are they going to do with him? Oh, they show up. Whoa, oh my God, he's there. Okay, so what are they going to do with him next? Right. Miro was a disappointment for about a year when he showed up.
Yep. Now he's actually doing what he's supposed to do.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Aleister Black, how many times have we seen him? Since he went there twice. That's it. The first, 3 times. Was it 3 times? Yeah, 3 times. First time is when he showed up. Everybody, oh, shit. Shocked the hell out of me.
Yep.
Second time he did the promo. Third time he had the match. Haven't seen him.
Yep.
But yet we still get the young, I've been saying this since AEW started. We either get the Young Bucks all the time, Kenny Omega all the time, Chris Jericho has been there all the time, or we get Cody Rhodes. The guys that own the company, take a step back. And on top of that, 2 of those 4 that owns the company are the champions, the heavyweight champion at that, and the tag team champion. Come on, man. We're talking about Punk though, right?
Yeah, right.
We're talking about, Matt's question. I just went on there. I didn't even realize it. Oh my gosh, shut your ass, Tony. All right. So is it a turning point? I'm going to say yes, but it depends on what they do with him after that. I do got a rumor I'm going to say for the rumors about CM Punk. And who knows? Maybe it might change your guys' mind. I doubt it, but hey, that's okay. And then second question Matt asks is, in your opinion, who would be a realistic game changer if they crossed the divide? You got somebody, Clay?
Yeah, if I had to say, if a woman would have crossed, I can see Bayley.
Oh,
crossing. That'd be a game changer.
And honestly, I think Rick would be a AEW fanboy after that.
Well, I'm surprised he's not now since Punk came back.
Well, I think he's more like 50-50.
Right.
He was like 80-20, 80% WWE, 20% AEW. Now he's 50-50.
I was going to say,
Bayley crosses over, forget about it. Yeah. I think a game changer would be if Charlotte went there.
That'd be huge.
Elio?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Charlotte. Yeah, also possibly Becky Lynch. Had she
that definitely would change. And it's funny that we mentioned women because the women division's still not that great. Not that great. They need to fix that like ASAP because it's like anyway. I hope that answers your question, Matt. And again, if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, just drop us a line on our Facebook page and we'll answer them on the show. With that being said, it is time for the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Clay.
All right. And before we do that, let's get in some birthdays. All right. Indy Hartwell turns 25.
Wow.
This week.
Jeez.
Yes.
She's the same age as my daughter. Oh, my God.
Man, that'll make you feel old.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Clay. Thanks, Clay.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm not looking at her like that again.
Paige also turns 29 this week.
Jesus Christ. You know what? And I'm going to bring up an analogy Rick said last week. We've been doing this show for 5 years. 5 years. And Paige was 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And Lillian Garcia turns 55 years old.
Yes, I saw that. And she still looks the same.
Yeah, she does. Doesn't seem like she ages.
No changes.
But another 2 special birthdays in my family. My son Tyler turns a year old.
Yeah, the little man is 1 year old.
Happy birthday.
And my wife Kaylee turns 24 years old.
Are you serious?
So, yes.
Why y'all making me feel old as shit today? Lord.
On this show, I wanted to wish them a happy birthday, and I love them. So,
happy birthday to the little man, and happy birthday. Yeah. Oh, it's her birthday, and it's the pay-per-view points game.
That's right.
She might get a birthday surprise.
Oh,
and you know what? And if Rick was here, you know what he would say, right? Yeah, last place. Anyway, no.
Yeah.
he wouldn't say that. Come on, let's be real. Anyway, what else did we got? Well, who was on? He was doing birthdays, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Clay.
All right. And now we're going into the wrestling news from around the world. The only bit of news I have today, Sammy Guevara apparently proposed to his girlfriend on AEW, and they're engaged.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. always happy for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And now it's time for the NXT UK report with our UK correspondent, Matt Nowak. Matt, take it away.
Welcome back to NXT UK Report. Tonight we had 2 title matches on the card, with the tag titles on the line in the main event, but opening the show we saw Stevie Turner challenging Satomura for her women's title. The match was very technical, which allowed a slower pace for Satomura to have a longer match than she's had in previous matches, while still looking outstanding. Her experience really showed here as she picked up the win via submission to retain her title. This was a really great way to open the show. Saxton Huxley faced off against Eddie Dennis in the next match. These 2 giants looked evenly matched going into the match, but it was far from that, with Dennis being outsmarted by Huxley throughout and only managing a few bits of offence. After Huxley picked up the win, the other members of Symbiosis rushed the ring and laid him out in the middle of the ring via a 7 bridge from Dennis to close out the segment. I really wasn't expecting this to be so one-sided, this match, but I mean, Dennis is a good wrestler, so I don't know, to make him look that weak in a match, I'm not convinced by that. In the second women's match of the night, Isla Dawn took on Dani Luna, both women trying to get in the conversation for the women's title. Isla Dawn soon took a different interest in the match though, and made it her sole focus to obtain a lock of hair from her opponent. This ultimately cost her the match, and she lost interest and became distracted once she had managed to rip some of Luna's hair off. This match was by far the worst of the night, and even the commentators moved on quickly, cutting to a promo for NXT TakeOver. It made no sense, this whole match. I'm really not sure what was really going on, if I'm honest with you. The main event was soon upon us, and Moustache Mountain looked confident coming into the ring. The founding members of NXT UK came into the match looking to not only win their first tag titles on the brand, but also complete Bates' collection of holding every championship on the brand, and surprisingly, Seven's first championship in WWE. Standing in the way of this feat, and certainly not going to give up the championships easily, Pretty Deadly came to the ring sporting 70s porn star moustaches, and began the match the better of the teams, utilising the tag to keep the freshman legal. Bate and Seven were resilient and stepped up to turn the momentum, but the champions retained after a controversial ending. Pretty Deadly really looked the part here, and they're quickly becoming one of the best parts of this brand. They really looked solid, their promos are good, their looks good, they really are everything that WWE look for. Overall, it was a great show, and they packed a lot into the time given. I'd give it a 3.5 star rating if I'm honest. It was not the best, but by far it was definitely a middle of the road kind of show. It was quite enjoyable. But in other NXT UK news, it was announced in the week that the brand would be sponsoring a local football, soccer team, Enfield Town, who are a non-league team based where the UK Performance Centre is. They'll sport the NXT UK logo on their shirts for this season, as well as at the stadium. I'm not sure what NXT UK get from this partnership, but it can only be positive to have them crossing over into other areas of social and into the daily life of football fans, really. This is Matt Nowak, and that is the NXT UK Report.
All right, and thank you so much, Matt, for that awesome report.
Well, not only that, he said he gave it a 3.5, which
That's
is high.
impressive. Yeah.
And another, yes, Matt, we know that soccer is football for you guys. I don't, you know what? I could never understand if it's supposed to be called football, why not call it football? Soccer.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse people either. I just got confused with what I just said.
Yeah.
And then us as Americans, we have football, tackle football. What would we call it though? That's just the thing.
Tackle ball.
Tackle ball. doesn't fight well there, Clay.
Hey, I tried.
Yeah, and it didn't work. But
That's probably why I'm in the book.
yeah, you close.
All right, and now we're going into the rumors. Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Rumors. Pete Dunne's WWE contract is coming up in a matter of weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we were talking about Pete Dunne and NXT, what was it, a couple weeks ago, and he fought against Dragunov, and we were like, wait a minute, how the fuck, now we know why. All right. They're also claimed that the current plan for CM Punk is to wrestle 10 to 12 times per year, according for AEW.
Awesome.
So, he also said that, and this is why I was glad I found that rumor, but he also, after his debut, did an interview with Tony Khan and said that he is just going to do whatever Tony Khan is going to ask him to do. Lately, if you guys notice that AEW's been in cahoots with TNA, been in cahoots with New Japan, and in cahoots with NWA, and CM Punk did say that if Tony Khan says for him to go to New Japan to do the G1 tournament, he'll do it. So my question is, because he wouldn't obviously give details of his contract, but he said that, but this was leaked out saying that he's going to wrestle 10 to 12 times a year. My question is that if Tony Khan says, listen, I need you to go to New Japan and do the G1, and he wrestles, like, Elio, you're more familiar with the G1 tournament than I am. Like, how many times would you wrestle if you did do that tournament yourself?
I think, I'm not sure the exact number, but I think in that tournament, every wrestler, like say if I'm in the tournament, I wrestle at least every wrestler that's in that tournament at least once.
At least once. So how many matches do you figure?
I can't think of it offhand, but like and then if I move on, then whoever's left in the next bracket is I face every single wrestler in that bracket as well.
Okay.
And it goes on until it reaches the finals.
So let's just give it a number about in one night, like the first bracket, you would wrestle how many times? Like about 7?
It'd be like 7, yeah.
7, 8. So
7, 8,
that,
yeah.
So that's a lot of wrestling, especially for somebody who hasn't been in the ring in how long? 7 years?
7 years.
So,
but he's also trained for UFC and that sort of thing. But
yeah,
that's two different, different sports there.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, my thing is that, like I said, too, does that count towards his 10 to 12 times a year? And I mean, I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think it will. And what's that?
I said, I hope not.
Yeah. But you want to talk, and at the same time, he said that he's not part-timer. He's not a part-timer. He's full-time. So I don't know. I'm going to do some heavy investigative work to find out how much they're paying him. I got to find out. I
just brought up a thought. We've seen CM Punk return. AJ Lee. We've seen CM Punk return. AJ Lee.
Oh, yeah.
That just popped into my head right now. Like, if we saw CM Punk last night, could we possibly see AJ Lee in the future?
That could be. I mean, she could amp up that women's division.
She could.
That's for sure.
She could. But I don't know. To me, honestly, I don't think AJ Lee did that much to her to be on a level of CM Punk. I don't. I mean, I loved when she went like cuckoo. I think that was the best thing that she's done when she went a little crazy there.
Yep.
But I don't think she was that impactful. I don't know. We'll see with CM Punk, but like I said, I gotta find out how much they're paying him, because my question too is, I wonder if he squashed his beef with the one that I hate there, Colt Cabana.
Oh,
remember they had that?
Yeah, over that court.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm curious to know, is that if him and Colt kind of squashed it or what. And honestly, I don't even think Tony Khan cares. I'm pretty sure like he would have, like if CM Punk told Tony Khan, you want me to be in your company, you need to tell Colt bye-bye, he would do it.
I think I would too, honestly.
I would have done it in a heartbeat. I was like, shit, you don't even have to ask. Colt, you're fired. Fuck you, bitch.
Honestly, I bet they did. I bet they worked things out, but I guess we'll find out if we ever see Colt Cabana back on AEW.
Right? But my thing, like I said, though, I don't know. That beef was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad, that beef. All right. The original idea for Triple Mania was that Andrade was going to beat Kenny Omega, but AEW asked them to hold off on it. And that's why the match went the way it did at Triple Mania. So those that don't know, the Andrade fought Kenny Omega for the, what's that title called?
The AAA championship.
Yeah, the AAA. Isn't it called something else? I forgot.
They have something for it. I can't.
Yeah, I can't think right now. But yeah, they told him to stop, and because Ric Flair made an appearance there and stuff like that in support of Andrade. So go figure that one out. So they kind of told him, no, just hold off. So I mean, now there you go, right there. Already, it's happening. A company telling another company, no, don't do that right now, because trying to protect Kenny, because he just lost the TNA title. Impact title to Christian, and then if he loses that, all he has left is the AEW. So can there be some kind of animosity brewing if they keep doing these things with these guys and these companies? I don't know. We will see. Also, and of course, I got to throw this in there to throw everybody off. They're saying that they could be looking at multiple title changes at SummerSlam tonight. Throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Do you guys know who Freddie Prinze Jr. is?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So he was like a lead writer or some shit like that for WWE.
Yeah.
And he left the company. You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew.
He was like a lead writer and shit. But Freddie Prinze Jr. wouldn't reveal everything he knows from friends backstage, but he did indicate Bray Wyatt butted heads creatively with Vince and Kevin Dunn before his release because Wyatt wasn't playing ball. So
I thought they gave him
creative freedom.
Over his character.
I thought so too, but for me,
that's probably why Bray got pissed.
They could be.
Yeah.
Could be. But think of it this way, though. The final word goes through Vince. You can have all the creative freedom you want. It's up to Vince to be like, yeah, go ahead, go do it. But the key person that I said in here was Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn, that motherfucker, and I can't stand him. I can't stand him. That's Vince's right-hand man. Why? I don't know. Nobody knows of him. He's getting paid millions of dollars, too. You want to cut somebody? Cut him. Pay me $1 million, Vince. I'll be your friend.
Isn't Bruce Pritchard also one of the right-hand men?
Kind of.
Yeah,
but
he's
not no more than Kevin Dunn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kevin Dunn is the man.
I don't like either of them anyway. So
if Kevin Dunn doesn't like something, he'll go to Vince and be like, Vince, this isn't working. Let's do something else. And Vince will be like, okay. If Bruce Pritchard did that, he would have to really, really convince Vince. With Kevin Dunn, he's just one time and then that's it. But I can't stand the dude. He's ruining a lot of lives. Yeah. He has. Chris Jericho mentioned on his podcast that the original name for New Day was supposed to be Fresh Coat of Paint.
Well, glad that didn't go through.
Right? You know what, though? Honestly, it took me a while to even marinate New Day, the name. And I'm like, New Day? That's a name? Get the fuck out of here. Hey.
When I first saw the segment, I thought New Day. I thought that was the title of the segment they had on there.
That's what I thought too. But I think Fresh Coat of Paint would have been a lot worse. How do you how do you sell that?
And the
coming into the ring,
team champions,
Fresh
Coat of Paint.
Coat of Paint.
What the hell?
Doesn't work.
No, does not work.
And finally, and I was wondering about this too. It might not be true. It might be true. Who knows? That's why it's called the rumors. Scarlett is off WWE television right now because she is not cleared. They did not say of what, but she's just not cleared. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's why we've been, we haven't seen her, not even in NXT.
No,
so,
haven't seen her in probably a month.
I'm guessing maybe she had COVID and they just don't want to say nothing. I'm not sure. Like I said, she doesn't really do much to get herself injured. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with that? All right. That's it for the rumors. Clay, what do you have for injury?
I have no injuries this week.
Awesome sauce. All right, let's go straight into the hot tag news this week. And I had to know because some people were talking about it. Who's the bigger draw, CM Punk or John Cena? Elio, who do you think is the bigger draw, CM Punk or John Cena?
Okay, so I'm going to have to say John Cena because when he showed up in 2002 or around that time, everyone liked the whole rapper gimmick and he was heel then he turned face and everyone still liked him. After a while, they started getting sick of seeing him every week on TV.
Yeah.
And then he went away for a while, and every time he's returned, he got a huge pop.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say John Cena.
Wow.
Where CM Punk? I mean, okay, he had his fans, but then the way he left the company in 2011, I think that soured some of the fans. And they're like, well, we don't really care that much anymore.
Yeah. Wow. You went with John Cena. Clay, who your pick?
Now, how I see this question, I would feel like for pro wrestling fans in general, the bigger draw, I would have to say CM Punk, just because of how he's done, what he has, said in the past, that sort of thing. But for pro wrestling fans itself, I would have to go with Punk. But if you're talking like a worldwide of people and who they would know, I would have to say John Cena. Like if you go down the street and ask a certain person, do you know, that has nothing to do with wrestling, do you know CM Punk or do you know John Cena? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, oh, we know who John Cena is due to his movies, due to his commercials, due to, everything that he's
doing.
Even
his wrestling career.
Even his wrestling career, yeah. He's like the Hulk Hogan of this generation, and people know who he is. So I would honestly have to say the bigger draw is John Cena. But if you were just doing a pro wrestling crowd, then CM Punk is the bigger draw.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how I see it.
But overall, though, who's your pick? Who's your pick?
My pick?
You answered. You gave yourself 2 answers.
Right. I know. I honestly would say probably John Cena would be the bigger draw. I'm just saying, like everybody thinking that,
Yeah, no, and I hear you. I totally understand where you're coming from with this.
I went around the
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You went way around that question. That was a political answer. You know that, right?
Hey, that's what I did.
Well, let me tell you. My opinion, you know what? I agree with you guys. I would go with John Cena. And the reason why I would go with John Cena is exactly what you had said. It's just a simple fact that he's out there, he's doing movies. And this is the key, successful. Okay? Yes. And what I mean by that is that he went and did movies. A lot of them were good. They weren't that bad. A lot of them were not so good. But he does make it work. And you know what? Him coming back to WWE, and it's not for long, but him coming back, he still got that big pop.
Okay? Oh, absolutely.
And the one thing I noticed this time around, this return that he's doing now, the chants are not going, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. They haven't been doing that lately, if you noticed. So I'm just like, maybe they do love Cena, because for me, if they started doing that chant, I would be like, maybe some people hate him, but they've been doing that chant for a long time now. Mm-hmm. But his wrestling career has been good. You can't, I don't think there was any flaws in his career as far as wrestling goes. And then now he's kicking it in the movies. Suicide Squad. He was in G.I. Joe. Was he in G.I. Joe? No, that was the Rock. What was
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, and other movies. He's got like 2 more movies coming out. And then when he's done with SummerSlam, he's got like another movie gig that he's got to go do in London. What is, I don't know. But even still, he's constantly working. Now, you want to compare that to CM Punk. There's no comparison. And now you just heard me say he was successful in what he did, which is true. CM Punk, he left wrestling and went to the UFC where he's 0-2. You going to tell me that's a successful run? No. He got his ass handed to him a couple times. And like I said, I'm not taking away his comeback right now. Maybe it could be one of the greatest things ever. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Are they going to give him the Goldberg treatment or the Brock Lesnar treatment? And that's what everybody needs to see. Is he a draw? Yeah, CM Punk's a draw, but I think John Cena is a bigger draw, in my opinion. I really do. And you want to talk resumes, John Cena has a better resume. What CM Punk has done for the business, it won't go unnoticed, but I think, and honestly, in my opinion, John Cena has done it. And I know Rick right now is fucking probably tearing his head off because we all went with John Cena.
Tony, how dare you, Tony?
Yeah.
That's why I'm in the book.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But but it's true, though. Come on, we're going to be real. That's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. And then even still, during his UFC career, which is only 2 fights, what has he done really after that? Not much. He went to backstage for Fox. And, that was like, oh, my God, he's there. Holy shit. And then that was it. Really wasn't really a ratings draw, was it? Because they canceled it. So
you want me to be brutally honest? That's the only episode I watched of WWE Backstage.
And you know what? That was my only episode too. No, I take it back. That was the second episode. The first one I saw was with Gabriel Iglesias was there. And that was great.
Yeah.
I had to see. He's a huge wrestling mark.
Yes.
But, I'm going to go with John Cena on this one. I know it's a long story, but I'm going with John Cena. Clay.
All right. And the people would agree with us 3 as John Cena gets 82%.
Oh.
And while CM Punk is at 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go, Rick.
Sorry, Rick.
All right, that is it for the hot tag news. And again, if you have any suggestions or comments or questions about a hot tag news, throw us a line on our Facebook page and we'll definitely be talking about it. I think right now Rick is probably getting all CM Punk tattoos on him. All right, when we come back, we have This Week in Wrestling and we have the SummerSlam pay-per-view points game.
Hey, this is Chavo Guerrero Jr. Listen to the Wrestling POV Podcast. You guys truly bring the Latino heat. Viva la raza.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV Podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
All right, we are back, and fans, we have t-shirts available. We have 6 out there now, 3 for 3 for WPOV, 2 for Global, and we have a brand new WPOV quarantine t-shirt. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/WrestlingPOV, $19.99 each.
Damn.
And now it's time for This Week in Wrestling. Take it away, Tony.
All right, this week we're going straight into Raw notes. Low points. I'll start it off. Moist TV. Didn't like it. For me, that was like a repeat of what happened the past 3 weeks. They're still doing this thing with Damien Priest for some fucking reason. Why? When Damien Priest is doing this thing with Sheamus. So why? Just why? So that was my lowest. It was Moist TV. I had a couple ones that were really close, but that's the one that stood out for me. Elliot, what was your low point of Raw?
Yeah, that was my low point. Moist TV. I can't believe Damien Priest, Miz, and Morrison are still feuding. They've been since before WrestleMania, and it's still going. And now they have him with Sheamus. It's like they have him in 2 programs at the same time.
Yeah. To me, it doesn't make sense. Now, you know why they call it Moist TV, right? You guys know?
John Morrison's deal.
Well, yeah, not only because of that, because they know a lot of people, they have this thing about the word moist. They don't like that word. Like a lot of people, like my daughter, she hates that word. She hates that word moist. Yeah, she can't stand it. She's like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. You know, that was a poor impression of my daughter. But yeah, she says she just does not like that word moist. And a lot of people do not like that. So they do that purposely to annoy people. All right, Clay, what's your low points of Raw?
My lowest point was Karrion Kross versus Jeff Hardy. I gave it a 1. I'm just not quite sure what they're going with this. Like, yes, Karrion Kross and Jeff have been fighting for about a month now.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeff should have beat him at the first match in the first place. Doesn't make too much sense. I don't know where the story is going. Like, the match itself was okay, but just the storyline in general, I don't know where they're going with this. Like, are they just going to keep fighting each other every week and then nothing? Like, that's just how I see it. So I gave it a 1.
Well, the latest I heard on that was that they said that feud was supposed to go on and Jeff Hardy was supposed to get the better of Karrion Kross, and that's what leads Scarlett to come in to be like, well, you need to follow my lead now, or whatever, however they plan on doing that shit. And then that's supposed to be the introduction of Scarlett. Because I'm sorry to say, Karrion Kross is one of my favorites right now, but he does need Scarlett.
Yes,
Scarlett does enhance him a little bit. And, you know, just with other little subtleties that she does, it just makes him that much more better. So it definitely needs that. All right, so high points of Raw. I'll go first. My highest point was Riddle versus AJ Styles. I gave it a 3. I thought it was pretty good. It was a really good match, but I don't know. Is it me or is Riddle like on a different level past, 7 months or 6 months?
Riddle has been killing it.
You know?
He's one of my favorites. In his matches, he's doing incredible things. He's and even like his comedy per se, some it gets old, but he's still funny. He still makes it funny. Yeah, that's just the thing. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, well, it's working. That's all that counts, right? So no, I gave it a 3. Elio, what was your high point?
Yeah, my high point was AJ Styles and a Riddle. I gave that a 3 as well.
Nice. Clay, what was your high point of Raw?
Same as you guys. It had to be Riddle versus AJ Styles. I gave it a 3. These guys, every time they have a match together, they put on a good show. You know, and
especially with AJ Styles too. It's like, come on, you can't go wrong with that.
That chemistry is just there and it works. So I gave that whole thing a 3.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Overall, I gave Raw a 1.58 this week. Elio, what'd you give it?
I went with a 1.55.
Wow. Clay.
I was being nice. I gave it a 1.6.
It's just like 2 points from me.
Right. It's just a lot of repeats in this Raw. And even like going into SummerSlam and this is what you do. Like, come on, guys.
And this was the go home show for SummerSlam. So to me, that just didn't work out. All right, let's go right into AEW Dynamite. Sorry, people. We have to keep doing that because I was the worst fireworks or deathmatch shit that they pulled on us. So it's a constant reminder that AEW did do that. All right, high point. Let's go with low points. Fuck it. For AEW. Elio, what are your low points for AEW? Dynamite.
My low points, I got Penelope Ford and Thunder Rosa.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't. Wait, let me look. Where is it? Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you. Well, kind of. I gave it what'd you give it?
I gave it a 1.5.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I gave it too. That's your lowest, really?
Same here.
And that's your lowest too?
Oh, no. I gave that a 1.5.
Okay. No, I gave it a 1.5 myself. Yeah. What was your lowest, Clay?
My lowest was the whole Team Taz in the ring and then backstage with Brian Cage. What the fuck was that? Seriously. You have Taz and Hook in the ring spewing out random shit. Yes. I didn't understand that at all. And then backstage, Brian Cage and Powerhouse Hobbs attack each other, and then they go to the back and nothing. Like,
nothing.
What the fuck? I give it a 0.5. I just, honestly, it was one of those segments that pissed me off more than it did make me happy.
Yeah.
So, I was like, why?
I hear you.
Yeah.
My lowest point, and I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 low points of AEW. The first one was Moxley and the Eddie Kingston promo, 0.5. I don't know. To me, this is an odd pairing. I think Eddie needs to go off on his own. Moxley is so much better off by himself. He doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need it. And I'm sorry, nothing against Eddie, but no, to me, it's not working. The promos, I just don't like it. Paul White's promo, the Big Show's promo, 0.5, hated it. And just like what you said, Clay, the Team Taz promo, it makes no sense. Why are you keep dragging your son to try to make him famous and he does nothing?
We're never going to see him in the ring, are we?
I don't think so, to be honest.
Unless he gets handed the FTW belt, that's all. That's probably we're going to see it.
You know what? I would not doubt that is the main plan, is to put that FTW belt on him because he's Taz's son.
Guaranteed.
You know what? I just got 2 words for him. Fuck him. I can't stand that dude. I just can't. It's like, dude, you showed nothing that you're a badass, and I'm doing that in air quotes. The fuck out of here. I do got a side note though. Props for Sting for taking that table bump.
Yes.
But here's the thing: he no-selled it.
Exactly, and that's what
he
killed
stood
it.
right back up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what killed it. I'm like,
it did.
You're a 55, 56. How old is he?
I thought he was in the 60s.
Is he?
Well,
even older than that. Like, you still take a table bump and then you immediately get back up.
Yeah.
As much as I hate 2.0, like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm actually a fan of 2.0. I am.
Are you really?
Yes. I'm a fan of them.
Okay.
No, I'm a fan of them. Yeah.
But that's killed it.
It did. And I know what they were going with. I really do. I don't want people thinking, well, that's what he used to do. But the man is like in his 60s. And he took that table bump like a champ. And I'm like, fuck yeah. But then ruined it the minute he got up. Just wanted to throw that out there before we went on our high points. Speaking of high points, I'll take it from here. The 2.0 versus Sting and Darby. I gave it a 3. Thought that was pretty decent. It was a good match. And like I said, I'm starting to become a big fan of 2.0. And the other one I gave it 3 was Sammy Guevara versus Sean Spears. The cutter from the top rope should have ended it. But way too many fucking false finishes and big spots, and for it not to end, and you do that, I'm like, oh my God. And I think Sean Spears got hit the hard way because there was a lot of blood towards the end of that match. So I was like, what?
Where was he hit? Like,
I don't know. They could, like, I was trying, like, as soon as I saw the blood on Sammy Guevara, I thought it was him. And then I saw it from Sean Spears' face, and I'm like, all right, where? Wait, what the fuck happened? Show it.
I would say I didn't see where he got hit. That's where I was like, I rewind it and watched it again, and I'm like, where'd it go? Like,
I couldn't even find it myself. I kept looking and looking. I was like, fuck, where is it? Anyway, so that I gave a 3. And another one I gave a 3 was Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. I gave it a 3. I liked the match, despite Young Bucks going over like they always do. It was still a good match. I gave it a 3. High points for you, Elio.
High points. The first match, Darby Allin, Sting, in 2.0, gave that one a 3. Sammy Guevara and Sean Spears gave it a 3 because. And that one spot with the cutter from the top rope.
That was sick. Man,
also the tag team, Young Bucks and Jurassic Express, gave that one a 3.
Yeah. Clay, your high points.
My highest point of AEW was Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. I gave it a 3.5. Was a really fun match to me. Always loved Jungle Boy. Even Luchasaurus was actually really good in this match. And of course, the Young Bucks had to go over. So, that's typical, but I still like the match, and I also gave a 3 to, again, Sammy Guevara versus Sean Spears. And I feel like the same way with you guys, that cutter off the top rope, that should have been the end of it, should have been done. And I'm glad that Sammy did win in his hometown, so I gave that a 3.
Yeah, yep. So overall for AEW Dynamite, I gave it a 1.77 this week. Elio, what's your overall?
I give it a 1.8.
Oh, wow. Clay, your overall.
I gave it a 2.1 this week.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But it's funny that, we react like that, and it's like that's a below average number.
Yeah.
It is. But I just think it's funny. All right, so let's go straight into NXT with Clay. Take it away.
Yes, we got NXT POV this week.
Yeah.
And lowest point for me was the Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis versus Jessica Maya and Robert Stone. 0.5. Hate this stupid storyline with Index or whatever. It must be the crowd must be all excited about it. I'm not. This is stupid. Beyond stupid. And the fact, and I understand where Robert Stone is going with what he's doing, and I know he has been a professional wrestler in Impact. He was Robbie E, that sort of thing. But does he really need to act that dumb?
Yeah.
In professional wrestling, dude, I know you're a professional wrestler. I know you're like this, but don't act that stupid. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But that whole match itself and the stupid storyline, I can't stand it anymore. So I give it a 0.5. Elio, what was your low points of NXT?
When I first heard Index, I'm like, no, that can't be real. Then I was online. I'm like, wait, they're actually calling this Index. I'm like, no, so that's my lowest point, 0.5. I hate that storyline. I hate where it's going. Just, yeah.
All right. Tony.
I'm done.
Amen. Amen.
I'll be a little bit different. For me, it was a Hit Row promo. I gave it a 1. Didn't like it. I don't like their promos. It's just garbage for me. They can do something with this group, but I don't know. Oh my God. It's just bad. I don't like it. 1. A 1 I gave it. Sorry.
Yeah. You got to get that precious grill back, don't you?
Yeah, I know, right? Over a grill? Seriously?
Right. Exactly. I'm like, oh God.
Stupid.
High points for me of NXT was the Roderick Strong versus Ilya Dragunov match. I gave it a 3.5. Dragunov is killing it here, and I'm glad they're showcasing him. He's talented, man. He really is. And Walter coming out made it that, or not Walter didn't come out during that, but him calling out Walter, that's what I was saying, and asking him to come out in that thing, and he didn't. That made it more impactful, and I'm really, really looking forward to this match. So happy of that. So, Elio, what was your high points?
My high point in Ilya Dragunov, Roderick Strong. I've been following Ilya Dragunov since from NXT UK, and this guy is just impressive. So I give that one a 3.
All right, and Tony.
Yeah, same thing. Roderick Strong versus Dragunov. I gave it a 3.5. Very, very good match. Kept me watching. Shit. Very, very good. Yeah.
All right. Overall, I gave NXT a 1.9 this week. Tony.
I gave it a 2 this week.
Nice. And Elio?
I gave 1.85.
All right. And now we're going to Smackdown.
Breakdown.
breakdown.
All right. So Smackdown Low Points. Tony, what do you have?
Low point I have was the Corbin versus KO. As much as I do like the storyline or angle that they're doing with Baron Corbin, this is a repeated match that we saw. Granted, I know with the briefcase and then Big E came out, but for me, I just kind of like rolled my eyes when this happened again. I was like, nope. So I gave it a 0.5. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Clay?
Same thing. I gave Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens, I gave it a 1. I do not like where they're going with Baron Corbin. I don't understand. I understand it, but it's not believable to me. I don't believe that he's this poor guy that, has to run with the money in the bank, and having Big E come out to had a DQ and then run to the back again. I feel bad for Kevin Owens, if you ask me. Like, he's doing this stupid storyline. So I gave it a 1.
I'm going to have to, and my low point, I gave that to Corbin and Owens as well. I gave that one a 1. But yeah, Corbin, he's playing this poor guy, yet what about when he was a lone wolf before he became king of the ring?
Right? Yeah.
Like, he wasn't poor then. So, like, what's the difference between then and now? So, yeah, that's my low point. Okay, high points. Tony?
My high point for me, I honestly... You guys are going to freaking, Rick's going to hate me even more. But Seth's promo, I gave it a 3. I really liked it. And the reason why I liked it is because they did the Brood Edge.
That was
Come on, man. That shit was done. And the thing is, what annoyed me, I think, you know what? I think Seth is a fan of this show. Because we always say, I'm back. We always imitate Seth. And he was fucking very annoying during that promo. Like, he was really stretching his words in that promo. I was like, oh, that motherfucker. He knows what he's doing. That son of a bitch. He was fucking, like, he was extending his words. I'm back. I was like, you motherfucker, man. I was heated, but I loved that promo. Like I said, this is like the second week in a row I rated a promo really high. But the minute I heard the music, I was like, what the fuck? Caught me off guard. And Edge, when he did that whole, like, I like this dark side-ish of Edge, and they need to keep going with it. And like I said, when they threw the blood, supposedly blood on him, I was like, all right, this was dope. So yeah, no, that was my highest. I gave it a 3.
Right. Play.
All right, my highest point for me was Rey Mysterio versus Jey Uso. I gave it a 3. I thought this match was pretty solid. I'm glad Jey Uso went over on this, and the fact that, Dominic still somewhat gets involved. He got thrown out towards the end of the match. I was really enjoying the whole match itself. And like Tony said, that Seth promo was really good. I mean, having the Brood Edge come in and all that white suit, man, he had a great white suit and it all black now. So that was kind of cool. So I gave that a 2.5. But
let me ask you a question, because you brought up the Rey and Dominic. Did it look like there was like a little bit of a heelish Dominic there?
A little bit, I thought.
Because I caught him when he was talking. He goes, yeah, well, we won that match. He did it really quick, though. And I was like, ooh, slick. Yeah. So is this a face turn for Dominic? Not a face turn, a heel turn for Dominic? Especially what happened in the ring when he was trying to do that thing where he was holding up Rey to get the pin, and then he got caught. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they might be planting the seeds for that. They might be. I think one of the things that Rey probably negotiated in his contract was to, number one, to be the first father and son tag team champions, and number 2, to have a feud with his son. Seriously, it might be. I think it might lead to something to where, like, if he does turn heel, Dominic, it might lead to something like, if I beat you, you need to take that mask off, and I'm going to be the one to represent the family. Or if you beat me, something else. And I think that's going to be the end of Rey Mysterio.
Ooh,
mm-hmm.
That'd be an interesting story there.
It would.
Have your son retire you?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be the end game. And then he's going to take the mask off of him. What better?
I like it.
Yeah. But no, never mind. My bad. Go ahead, Elio.
So my high point is seeing the Edge Seth Rollins promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like with everything.
It's like nobody expected that to happen.
No. The Brood, really? Okay, all right, you got me on that.
Yeah.
Are we going to see the return of Gangrel?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I would like that, though. I would pop. I would.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So overall,
Who you going with?
Overall,
Clay.
Overall, I gave SmackDown a 1.8.
Tony?
I gave it a 1.66.
I gave it 1.67.
1.67? Wow. Okay. All right. That's your. No, sorry. Go ahead, Clay. I mean, Clay. What the fuck's your name again? Elio.
All right, Clay. It's time to go on a rampage.
We're going to AEW Rampage.
Yeah.
All right. And this week, low points for me was the Jade Cargill versus Kiera Hogan match. I gave it a 1.5. Honestly, no, going into this, Jade was going to go over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jade was going to kick that girl's ass. I've never even heard of Kiera Hogan. Honestly.
Me neither. But
Hogan, she was on Impact Wrestling.
Oh, was she?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she was still mighty fine.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she was a tag team champions with Tasha Steelz.
Oh, really?
Knockout tag champions, yeah.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
No. But yeah, it was a decent match, but the fact that Jade, of course, went over and stuff, it kind of ruined it. So I gave it a 1.5. Tony, what was your high points of Rampage? Or low points, I'm sorry.
To me, it was the Mox and Garcia 2.0 promo. I don't know why they're pushing this. I just don't know why. So, but I gave it a 0.5. I was just like, this is stupid. Why are they pushing this onto us for what? And it's like I said before, Moxley needs to go by himself. Not with this. No, I just don't like it. But yeah, that was my low point. Sorry.
All right, and Elio, low points.
My low point was the Jade Cargill and the 2.0 Garcia. I gave the match a 1 and the promo a 0.5.
All right. High points for me. Do I have to say it? It's the CM
Punk. Yeah, for me. And let me tell you something. I think if Rick was on right now, I can guarantee you he rated that 5 stars. He would have even put it in the what's the thing that we have there? Oh, the match of the year candidates. He would have even put that in there. Seriously. Yeah. But go ahead, Clay. I'm sorry not to cut you off.
No, it's all good. Just the whole reaction to Chicago, that whole crowd.
What about the dude crying? Was that too much?
A little bit.
I saw that clip.
If you're listening to this, I'm sorry, brother, but that was a little much, honestly, to be like.
You know what? I think Rick cried too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm 100% sure he did. But
Niagara Falls.
Oh, damn. That's funny though. Niagara Falls. Jesus.
But it gave me chills just to see Punk back. And I am very glad that AEW did this at the beginning of the show, because if they waited till the end of this, I guarantee you that whole crowd would be chanting CM Punk throughout the entire show.
Yes. And
it would have ruined, everything else that they were doing, because they wanted Punk. And it was smart for them. Yeah, it was smart for them to do it at the beginning, because I think it would have messed up the entire show. Mm-hmm. The reaction, how Punk was in his face, I can see or feel like he is genuinely happy to be where he's at right now. And that made it even more better. So I gave that whole thing a 4. I was really, really happy about this. Tony, what was your high points of Rampage? Yeah,
you have to go with the CM Punk return. But the thing of it is, I gave it a 3.5. The reason why I gave it a 3.5, though, is because it was ruined. It was ruined. And not only that, it was ruined through the internet, it was also ruined by Tony Khan. Even though he didn't say it, he said it without saying it. So if that makes sense, by him saying, I'm not going to be the type of person that doesn't deliver. So tonight I will deliver. So it was like, all right, well, CM Punk's coming. It's only obvious. That I marked out a little bit, just a little bit, watching his expression, you can tell that he was glad to be back in his hometown of Chicago, obviously. And, like I said, the dude crying was just a little bit too much. It was like, bro, really? You just made the internet with that fucking look on your face, bro. But, yeah, it was just, for me, it was just a little bit too much with that. But everything else, the feel, his promo, I think everybody was expecting him to really bash WWE, and he didn't. So I kind of respect him for that. Just move on, brother. But like I said, for me, I'm just curious to know what is going on with him and Colt Cabana. That's where I want to be that fly on the wall for that. But not only that, just like I said, his contract. Is it a Brock Lesnar contract? And I'm sorry to say, and I will throw this out there. A lot of the freaking what do we call these people? The IWC. We'll just go with the IWC. Yeah. Really bash the fact that when Brock Lesnar came, fucking part-timer, blah, blah, blah. He's only, and granted, yeah, he was. Made a lot of money doing it. But isn't this kind of like the same thing with CM Punk? Isn't it?
I mean, they're different, but it kind of has the same feel, honestly, to me. But I don't see Punk getting the AEW championship and just, holding it, not being there, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Punk said himself that he's, going to be full-time and he's staying. So I can see where it could be like a Brock Lesnar deal, but at the same time, I don't see Punk being like that. I feel like if he loves pro wrestling,
right.
And AEW is big time on pro wrestling. So that's, I just don't see that coming from CM Punk.
Okay. All right. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Elio, what's your high points of AEW?
CM Punk's return. I gave it a 3.
He's like, well, duh. Overall, I gave AEW Rampage a 2.75 this week.
Wow.
Tony, what'd you give it?
I gave it a 1.7 this week.
Wow. Yeah. And Elio?
1.9.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to overhype it. All right. Cool.
All right. So that is your AEW Rampage. I don't have the numbers, but Clay, do you got the numbers? Who's winning and what?
I do. We have Raw at a 4, AEW Dynamite at 5, NXT with 5, SmackDown with 4, and Rampage with 0.
Okay, yeah, they just started. So, all right, this week, who are we going with this week? Elio, we'll go with you. Who you got winning this week in wrestling?
So I really like the promo on SmackDown. The Mysterio Jey Uso match wasn't bad. I'm going with SmackDown this week.
Okay, Clay, who you got this week?
For me, if I had to look here, I mean, obviously Rampage is my highest. But it being an hour show, it kind of hurts itself. That's where I'm.
Plus, not only that, CM Punk talked for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and and that's understandable.
Yeah.
How I'm looking at everything else, Raw was bad. I'm just going to say that Raw was bad. If I had to look into it where a show that I was actually invested in and into, I would have to agree with Elio and go with SmackDown this week.
Okay.
I feel like with the John Cena, Roman Reigns promo, the Seth Rollins Edge storyline that's going on, the match between Jay and Ray, I thought was interesting. So I have to go with SmackDown this week.
All right. So there you go. SmackDown wins it this week. My vote, honestly, now SmackDown, it was good. It was like a different feel for some reason. I don't know what it was. But how I have it on my notes, I have NXT at the top spot this week with Rampage second, AEW Dynamite third. I got SmackDown fourth, and I have Raw last this week. But it don't matter what I say because y'all win SmackDown. And Rick, of course, chimed in, and you want to take a wild guess who he picked this week?
Oh, I know. Rampage.
But that's, and you know what? If it was a 2-hour show and still going on, I think I would have picked Rampage.
Yeah.
Just because of the other matches going. But what kills it for me, it's like I said, it's the hour show.
Yeah. No, and I totally agree with you. If it was a 2-hour show, I think I would have went with Rampage myself, because I know they would have added more shit to this to the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, SmackDown just ties Dynamite and NXT with 5.
Oh wow, there you go.
Yep.
All right. The go home shows this week wasn't really that good. The only one that stood out for me was NXT. Raw was just downright awful this week.
Yes,
but SmackDown had a different feel last night. So that's why I was like, I'm not arguing. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway what I picked, but no arguments though of SmackDown winning it this week. So sorry, Rick, your Rampage didn't win it this week. All right, let's do a warm up for the NXT Takeover 36. No points. Like I said, this is just our prediction of who's going to go over and what. So let's go straight into it with the $1 million championship match. If LA Knight wins, Ted DiBiase will become his butler. If not, obviously Cameron Grimes will win the $1 million championship. I'm going to go with Cameron Grimes. I think he's, just to get out of this butler gimmick he's been doing. If he doesn't win, I think it's time for him to go to the main roster. It's time to leave NXT, especially with all the changes going on in NXT now that they really want to make this a developmental type brand instead of making it its own separate entity. So I think it's time for Cameron Grimes to go. You know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to go with LA Knight, where Ted DiBiase is going to be the butler. That way Cameron Grimes, baby, can just head up to the main roster. You know what? I'm going to change my mind again. I'm going to go Grimes. Cameron Grimes is my favorite wrestler right now, so I'm going with Cameron Grimes. I can't go against him. Elio, who do you got in this match?
I know I'm gonna go with LA Knight on this one.
All right,
Clay, who you got?
I gotta go with Cameron Grimes. I feel like he needs to get this title. I don't see Ted DiBiase as a butler. I just can't see it, and I feel like the storyline is going to end with Cameron Grimes going to the moon.
Yep. It's funny that guy, you wouldn't think a catch phrase like that would work, but he made it work.
You know what? I was thinking we start saying he's going to the VIP lounge. Isn't that MVPs?
Yes. That would be interesting. Next we have for the NXT United Kingdom UK Championship, Walter versus Dragunov.
Oof. Oh,
I'm going to still think on this, but I'm going to throw it to you, Elio. Who you got on this one?
This is hard. I mean, I want to go with that. I'm going to go with the Dragunov. I mean, the first match they had on NXT UK, that was insane. I gave that 5 stars. That match.
It's the vault, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Match.
Yep.
So you going?
I'm going with Dragunov.
Wow, Clay, who you got?
This one's probably one of the toughest for me. I can see both these guys pulling out the win, and the match I'm really looking forward to. But I feel like Dragunov's going to get this win. I feel like Walter needs to be stripped or let go of the title, and I feel like it's Dragunov's time. So I'm gonna say Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, like I said, this one was very hard for me to pick, but I'm gonna go with Dragunov too. But my issue is this: Walter, he doesn't want to wrestle in the States. He wants to stay overseas.
I don't understand.
In the UK. What'd you say, Elliot?
No, I'm saying I don't get that.
My guessing is he's like the Hulk Hogan there in United Kingdom, and he's like this. And I feel like he would probably get lost in the shuffle here in the States.
Yeah. You know what?
Maybe not, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have to agree with that though. I do. All right. Up next we have. Oh my God, this fucking match. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. I think they're going to give it to Adam Cole, especially with all this negotiations going on with Adam Cole. They're not going to have him lose. So I'm going to go with Adam Cole on this one. Clay, who you got?
Well, we went through the most match I'm looking forward to with Walter and Ilya Dragunov to
The least.
least that I'm looking forward to is Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
But I got to go with Adam Cole. If this negotiation thing is going on, you're not going to make him lose. And if he does, we might be in some trouble with Adam Cole staying in NXT. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Adam Cole.
All right. Elio, who do you got?
I'm taking Adam Cole as well.
Okay. Now up next for the NXT Women's Championship, Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai. Elio, who you got?
I got Raquel Gonzalez.
Clay.
I got Raquel Gonzalez.
Yep, and I'm going with Raquel Gonzalez. I'm going with her. I think I'm trying to think who her next matchup would be.
I feel like they would drag the storyline out, though.
You think so?
Her and Dakota Kai, yeah.
Because honestly, I would like to see Frankie Monet going after her. I think that would be cool. Yeah. And finally, the NXT Championship match, Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe. I'm going to go with Samoa Joe just so Karrion can just head up to the main roster. That's what I'm going with. Clay, who you got?
I have to agree with you. Samoa Joe, I feel like if Karrion's going to be these appearances.
Yeah. He cut out, but no, I agree with you.
And for me, I'm going Samoa Joe. Karrion Kross, he's already part of the main roster.
Yeah. So you figure, I just feel bad though for Karrion Kross. I really do, because just the simple fact that he, they made him into a monster, and he just that loss really for me hurt him big time with Jeff Hardy. So this is going to hurt again watching him lose, but it's all good. What was you saying, Clay?
I was just going to say Samoa Joe needs to have this. Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still on? Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Samoa Joe needs to win this belt. I feel like if Kross is going to keep on Raw, he doesn't need that belt anymore. Yeah. And, just keep him and doing what he's doing. So get Samoa Joe the belt.
Yeah, fine. So, all right, that is your NXT takeover. Let's go straight into the SummerSlam pay-per-view points game. Those that are new and wants to play, this is how you play. Each match is worth a certain amount of points. You have to pick which one and wager those points for each match. So, for example, the Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, that match is only worth 5 points, but there's also a 5-point stipulation, or I always say that. It's the outcome, which means you have to predict not only the winner of the match, but the outcome, what happens. So you can either pick pin, submission, disqualification, DQ, count out, or you can pick a no contest. But if you pick a no contest, you cannot pick a winner. No contest actually means nobody wins, and you get the 5 points. While everybody else will lose all their points and blah, 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 blah. You would stood out for it. So, and whoever comes out with the most points, being that we have the NASCAR rules, obviously you'll get the most points, and then we keep running this until next SummerSlam where we give away the custom championship, and you could win that and have it hanging on your mantle. So with that being said, you guys ready?
So,
all righty, let's go with that. And these are not in order, so don't shoot the messenger. So we're going to go with Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. This one is a 5-point match with a 5-point stipulation. I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss. I'm going to full 5 points. And I'm going to go with a pin. Unless Eva Marie does some stupid shit and fucking just takes off running or whatever. Alexa Bliss is going to go over and win it by pin. Clay, who you got?
I got to go with Alexa, 5 points pin. I just don't see how Eva Marie could win this match, and Alexa needs more momentum than anything. So I'm going to have to go with Alexa, 5 and pin.
All right. Elio, who you got?
I'm going to say Alexa 5 pin.
All right. Up next, we have Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. This one is 5 points with a 5-point outcome. Clay, who you got on this one?
I'm going to have to say Drew McIntyre, 5 points with a pin.
All right. Elio, who you got?
I'm going Drew McIntyre 4 pin.
4?
Yep.
Pin?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I'm going with Drew. Hold on, I'm thinking here. Yeah. 5 points pin. He's going to just bait him. And the other guys are going to try to come out, even though they're not supposed to. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. All right, up next, we have Edge versus Seth Rollins. This one is 10 points with the 5-point outcome. Elio, it's on you. Who you got?
I've got Edge pin. 9 pin.
9 pin. I'm going to go with Edge, 10 points pin.
And then I'm going to go with Edge, 10 points pin myself.
All right. Up next for the U.S. Championship, Sheamus versus Damien Priest. This one is 15 points with a 5-point outcome. Who's it on? Clay? No, it's on me. Shit. This one was a little bit hard for me to pick because I think the Miz might interfere in this to cost Damien Priest the championship, but it might be a ruse. Who knows? But I'm going to go Damien Priest, 10 points, pin. That's where I'm going to go with. Clay, who you got?
This one's a tough one for me too, because there's a lot that could happen in this match. But I feel like I'm going to go Damien Priest, 13 points, pin.
Okay. Elio, who you got?
I know Damien Priest, 12 points, pin.
All right. Up next, we have for the Smackdown Championship, the Usos versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. This one is 15 points with a 5-point outcome. Clay, who you got?
I feel like the Usos have to retain here. And you know what? As we said during the show, would Dominic have like a turning heel type deal going on, and maybe he may turn on his dad then? So I'm gonna have to say Usos. How many points is it?
This one's 15.
15? Okay, I'm going to say Usos, 15 points, pin.
All right. Elio, who you got?
I'm going to go with Usos, 14, pin.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Usos, 15, pin. Up next, we have for the Raw Tag Team Championships, AJ Styles and Omos versus Randy Orton and Riddle. This one is also 15 points with a 5-point outcome. Elio, this one's on you.
I'm going with Orton and Riddle, 15, pin.
Yeah, you know what? I have to agree with you. I'm going to go with Randy and Riddle. They got a good thing going with this, so they got to put the straps on them. Why not? I'm going to go, you know what? Fuck it. Balls out. 15 points pin, damn it. Clay, who you got?
I'm same way. You got to have much momentum as they got right now, especially on Raw. You got to give it to them. RK Bro, 15 pin.
All right. Up next, we have for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Now, I will say this before. I guess they've been on the road. A lot of their appearances have been canceled.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. They were saying more Sasha than Bianca, obviously, because we saw her on SmackDown. So now they're saying it might be in jeopardy tonight for SummerSlam if Sasha shows up. They're not sure. I think it's maybe she might have gotten COVID. I'm not sure, but they're not saying what it is. So, but it's still advertised, so we'll still go with it. So just so you guys know, if this match does not happen, okay, obviously nobody will be penalized. But let's just say if something does happen to where they still want to do the match, but they're going to put somebody else in, we might not allow this to go through if somebody else comes in this match. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So yep. I'm going to talk it over with the president, and I'm pretty sure he's going to say if this match doesn't happen at all, the better, then obviously it won't count. But if they replace Sasha, because it'll just be too late to put your picks in. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they do it really late, then we just won't. They won't count. If they do it early, make an announcement saying that Sasha won't make it, they're going to put somebody else in. I think it'll give enough time for people to put in a pick on who they want. So we'll cover it like that for now. Right now, it's on me. If this match were to happen, it's also 20 points with a 5-point outcome. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. I'm going to go with a pin. 5 points. Pin. Clay, who you got?
Okay. For this, I got to go Bianca Belair. I'm going to say 10 points pin.
Okay. Elio, who you got?
I'm going to go Bianca 10 points pin.
All right. Up next, we have for the Raw Women's Championship, Nikki Ash versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. This one's 20 points with the 5-point stip. Clay, this one's on you. Who you got?
See, this one's tough here, too. I do not, honestly, I do not see Nikki retaining here.
Really?
I don't know. I just don't, with her losing all the time like she has been throughout weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? No, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go because I feel like this whole superhero thing, if you try and try again, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go Nikki ASH, but I'm only going to do 10 points with a pin.
Elio, who you got?
Yeah, you know what? We've already seen Rhea and Charlotte's champions. I'm going to go with Nikki. 10 points pin.
Wow. You know what? I have to agree with you guys. I'm going to go Nikki ASH, but I'm going to go 15 points with a pin. And I think she's going to pin Charlotte. All right. Up next, we have for the WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. This one is 25 points with the 5-point outcome. Elio, this one's on you.
I don't want to see this match.
I don't think anybody wants to see this match.
As much as I don't want to see it, I'm going to go with Goldberg.
Really?
I don't know. I just feel like this is the reason he came back. Just because I feel like it's all about Goldberg.
Yeah. Unfortunately. All right. So you're going with Goldberg. How many points?
25. It's 25. You said, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 10.
10. Okay. I'm gonna go with Bobby Lashley. This one was a hard one to go. Man, I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley. Shit. I'm gonna go 10 points. Could he win this by This is where it's hard for me if he's gonna win by pin or DQ, because he's not gonna win by submission.
No.
This also could be a no contest.
I don't know.
I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley. I'm going to go 10 points, pin. Fuck it. Clay, who you got?
This is also tough. Like we said, Goldberg coming back. I hope and pray to God that he doesn't win this title tonight, because that of much work as Bobby Lashley has done, you're just going to kill this character. You're going to kill Bobby. I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to go Bobby Lashley. 15 points pin.
Wow.
Why not?
Wow.
But that's the thing, though. I just can't see Goldberg losing.
I know.
That's the sad part.
That is very sad.
It's like, damn it. I don't know. But I'm sticking to my guns. Let's just stay with it.
This goes back to AEW. We were saying Chris Jericho is probably going to beat MJF because it's all about Jericho. Yet he ended up losing to MJF.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's a real hard one right there. For the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus John Cena. This one's 25 points with a 5-point outcome. It's on me. I'm going Roman Reigns. I'm going to go Roman Reigns, 25 points. I'm going all of it. And I'm going to say a pin. I'm going to go with a pin. I think the Usos are going to interfere. That's what I'm going with. Clay, on you.
You know what? I agree with you 100%, Tony. You cannot, especially just like I said, Bobby Lashley, how much work he's put in and had this character. You cannot have John Cena come in and kill what Roman's doing.
Yep. I totally agree. Totally agree with you. So, Elio, who you got?
I got Roman Reigns 25 pin.
Wow. Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
Just like that. You just fuck it. Fuck on Cena. John who? All right. And finally, we got the announce table. Will it be destroyed? It's only 5 points. Normally, after every pay-per-view because if you notice, I just said announce table. It used to be the Spanish announce table, always getting destroyed at every freaking pay-per-view. So we just said, fuck it, might as well put it in the game. So is the announce table going to get destroyed? Is it simple yes or no? If you guess it right, you get 5 extra points. Clay, what are you going with?
I'm going to say no, the table's not going to be destroyed.
Elio, what are you going with?
Yeah, I'm going to say no because past few pay-per-views, we haven't seen it get destroyed.
Yeah, that's true. No, wait a minute. It did. Didn't it? Last pay-per-view?
Did it?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think it did.
I remember getting destroyed last pay-per-view.
Huh. I'm going to have to look that up. So, wait, what are you going with, Elio?
No.
No, and I'm going to say no, too. Fuck it. So that is your SummerSlam pay-per-view points game. Good luck to all. The results will be on tonight at the Aftermath show, Wrestling POV Aftermath. So make sure you tune into that where Rick will give the winners and the losers and the point standings. So good luck to all. And with that being said, let's go straight into the book. Those that are new to the show, basically what we do is we put the most ridiculous things that happen in the week of wrestling, and we do it just to get a good laugh. And there's a lot of them that we put in here. So you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. The way.
Stays.
Tony's hatred for Sasha because she sucks.
Stays.
Clay.
That can go out.
Oh, I have something to say here.
What's that?
Now, Rick's always saying he's the first ever WPOV champion, first ever global champion, first ever this.
Yeah.
I think Clay likes staying in the book because I think he's going for the longest reign of being in the book.
I guess you're staying, Clay.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Heyman's googly eyes.
Stays.
Morrison's cock-a-doo-doo-doo, but is it getting worse?
It's getting worse. Yes.
Sasha's ghetto laugh. Stays. They repeated it. Apollo's non-accent. We haven't really heard him talk, have we?
Well, no. And I feel like he's going to be off into the sunset, not released or anything like that. He's just going to be, All
right, so we'll take him off.
All right.
We'll take him off. Drew's storytelling. Did he do it again this month on Raw? I thought he did.
Did he?
I thought he did. You know what? Let's wait till after Summer's the pay-per-view.
I think he was about to when he was talking about the sword.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, he did.
All right. So he stays. Baldy Sam's go fuck yourself.
Fuck him. Stays.
Aziz's jacket.
Stays.
He didn't wrestle with it.
No, but he did take it off during the match. I do.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't wrestle with it.
True.
But he did come out with it.
Right.
So he stays. Jinder's beard bald spot.
Stays. It's even more noticeable this week.
I know.
I was like, that got worse.
Man, there's no defending that.
No.
Bianca's banana booty butt. It stays.
Hey, that's your deal.
Damn right it is. Omos's choppers.
Stays.
Yes, it was pretty bad. Kevin Dunn's camera shots. It stays because I can't stand them.
Yep.
Charlotte Stilettos.
I think we could take it out.
Yeah, take it out.
I don't think she's worn them that much.
Oh, you know what? She took them off.
Yeah, after we said something.
Off.
See, she listens to the show.
You think? Well, she did say she didn't want to be in the book, so she was like, you know what, Tony? Fuck you. I'm taking them off. Reggie's non-accent, lost accent. It stays.
That stays.
Dakota's Lucy Dukes. You know what? After we'll see what happens after the pay-per-view. Yeah. Cody's damn ego.
Stays.
Look, did you see the fucking commercials for his new show? Cody to the top, or
even Brandy said he's an egomaniac.
Yes.
So it's duh. If your own wife is saying that, bro.
Yes. Oh my God. Britt Baker's Badonka booty butt. Stay.
That's another Tony deal.
Bianca's blue booty butt.
I guess that stays too.
Yes, that stays too.
All these alliterations.
What you say?
All these alliterations.
You're damn right. Shit. All right, that's the end of the show. But after we close the show, stay tuned for the 5-second shuffle championship, where basically all I do is I play 5 seconds of a random song. I just hit the shuffle button, and the first 1 to 5 wins. And we will have a new champion because Rick is not here to defend it, so he got stripped of it. There you go, Rick. You got stripped. Wah, wah. Look at that. Clay even give you the wah, wah, wah. Fuck it. So, there you go. So, that's just how we ride off into the sunset until next week. But make sure you tune in tonight for the Aftermath show for the SummerSlam pay-per-view, where Rick will be back, and he's going to give you guys a hard time. I'm just going to let you guys know right now. And
Elio, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yep.
We should start praying now.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So make sure you tune into that and to hear the results of the pay-per-view champion. And with that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the $50 man,
Clay Cummings,
and the gentleman,
Elio Canella.
Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all tonight. Tune in, Aftermath.
Peace out.
Thank you. All right. So who had the championship last between y'all two?
I think Elio, honestly.
Did Rick beat you, Elio, or was it?
Remember, Elio was on the show. He got stripped.
Yeah, and then Clay beat Rick.
Yeah.
And then Rick beat him last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Clay had it last then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Between y'all two. Okay, so who's all right? So Clay, you have the advantage of either going first or pass it off to Elio.
I'll pass it off to Elio.
All right, here you go, Elio. Here's your first one.
Nothing. Natural Born Thrillers.
No. Clay for the steal.
Is that Oney Larkin?
Yes, Oney Larkin.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a good one. That was a good one. All right, Clay's up 1-0. It goes right back to you because you stole it. Here you go.
Is that Brodus Clay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brodus Clay, you're up 2-0. Elliot, Here you go. This one's for you.
Is that Grand League?
No, it is not. Clay for the steal.
Is that Ruby Riott?
Yes, it was Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott, you are up 3-0. Goes back to you, right? Yep. You stole that one. All right, here you go.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes, it is Tommaso Ciampa. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna say Taz. Elio, what was he gonna say? Honestly,
no, I was gonna say Ciampa because I listened to both his and Taz's. I can tell the difference.
Okay, all right. Clay is up 4-0. Goes to Elio, right?
Yep.
All right, Elio, this one's for you. You got to stay in it to win it.
I got nothing.
Clay?
Fandango.
No, it was the Four Horsemen.
Oh, I get it with the
horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's more of a sound effect, I guess. I was trying to say it without spoiling it. So it wasn't really like a song coming out until after that part. Like the horse was getting louder and louder, and then it went into their song. So that was weird. Yeah, very, very weird. Clay, this one is for you. You can win it with this one. Here you go.
Is that Damien Sandow?
Damien Sandow, yes. You know what? I think he needs to come back to wrestling. I mean, to WWE.
100%.
Seriously, I think he needs to go back with the Miz and do the whole Mizdow. It worked. Cool. It would be cool. It would be cool. Oh my God, there you go. Clay is the new 5-second shuffle champion. Elio, you might get more harassed by Rick because you didn't get one right.
Okay.
I'm just trying to prepare you guys.
I already said I'm starting to say my prayers now, so I'll be ready for tonight.
I'm just trying to prepare you guys because, this was a lot of Rick talk on this episode because of the simple fact of CM Punk. But not only that, of course, then we stripped him of the title and then you didn't get anything. So, I'm just trying to prepare you because that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
So, all right, we don't know the race.